Hi everyone, I'm Dianna. I'm the Emerging Technology Specialist at Wayne County Library, and today we are going to do a special virtual version of our Cricut 101 class. If you have ever done this class with me, it's a very basic introduction to what a Cricut machine is and what they can do. It's a lot of question and answer based, so in this format it's kind of hard to do that, but if you have a question, a thought, a concern about a Cricut or what they're capable of, whether it's general or specific, put it in the comments below, and I can try my hardest to answer it. If I don't know it off the top of my head, I can research it for you and get back to you. And then there's also a very strong possibility that I will make another video of me doing whatever your question was. So I've been using a Cricut in different libraries for like 3 years now. So everything I've learned, I try to tell people about. Basically what a Cricut is a cutting machine. So I'm going to open mine up so you can see it. This one is the maker model. It cuts the most things. So it can do your standard things like paper and cardstock. This is a card I made. It's got all sorts of little pieces in there. They can cut more basic shapes, kind of like this. This is just colored cardstock. It's nothing too fancy. Or you can take and print out things, and it'll cut around it. Like this was from a Valentine's program I did. You can get kind of fancier too. Some of the other materials that you can use are heat transfer vinyl, which are basically just iron-on vinyls. I did, last year sometime, I did a program where we made custom coffee mugs. So you make your design. It starts out like this. It's the same thing. You can see it on the other side. But it's just the paper cuts out the vinyl, and then I have a special mug attachment for a heat press that'll do this, but it'll also work on iron. So like a lot of staff, if you see, they have these. This is a very poor color I picked, but here we are. It's one I had cut out. The little logos with our Wayne County Library logo on it, kind of like this sweater, but this one is just heat transfer vinyl. Something special that the maker can do that the other Cricut machines can't do is cut fabric like this. One of the programs I did before was Cricut cut hand warmers, where we filled them with rice. I know I've also brought this machine to some of the quilting groups that meet at the library, and they've been really jazzed about it. Something else you can do with the vinyl is make stencils. So one program I did was fall signs, where I cut out different stencils. We put them on these paint stirrer palettes that we made, and then we just painted them. The last thing that I brought with me today is an example of where your Cricut will draw. So there's different attachments down in here. So you can add a pen, you can add an embosser, you can do different things. This was drawn with the Cricut and then cut out on it. So, and like I said, if you have questions on what a Cricut can do, what it can't do, if you're having trouble using yours, or you just want to know more about a model, let me know. I can try and answer it for you. Something that I do a lot of, and I don't know if people kind of think about it, is I make things for the library with the Cricut. Mostly vinyl stickers, or stencils, but mostly stickers. One thing I have made a ton of stickers for are book drops, just because the stickers peel off after a while, especially if they're outside, or, just from wear and tear. So what I'm going to do today is do a demo of a sticker that I have cut before for our library. So I'm going to shift all of this out of the way, bring over my laptop, and then just show you how this Cricut works. Now, this is a very basic stencil. It's just going to say media because that's one of the slots on our book drops. To use the Cricut, you need a pad. It looks like this. It's real sticky, and that's what you're going to put your material on. This just happens to be a piece of vinyl. It's white because it's what I had. and you just kind of stick it on there, press it down, and then you'll get your cut queued up in Cricut Design Space. I'm planning on doing a special video just of Cricut Design Space, so you can see what I see on here, because they actually just changed it about a month or two ago. Well, it's probably more than that because we have been in quarantine, and time's hard to remember now. So basically what you do is you, on the computer you're working on, you choose your material. I chose vinyl because that's what I'm doing. So what we're going to do is insert our cutting mat with the vinyl on it. I have going to select on the computer my machine, which you only have one to choose from, in theory. I'm going to select vinyl, which is my material, and then there's a little button on here that flashes, and it feeds it right into the machine. And then when I'm ready to cut it out, I'm going to hit the flashing C button, C for Cricut, and it's going to do its thing. And a lot of times people ask me like how long it takes to cut something. It really depends on the material you're cutting on and how intricate your design is. My design right now is just a few letters, so it cuts fairly quickly. But if I was cutting out, an entire sentence worth of words, it takes a little longer. So I'm going to press the button to get the mat out. Now, one kind of thing that people sometimes have a hard time with, and I did too, but I've kind of gotten past it, is a Cricut cuts, it doesn't print. So the word media is cut out here, but you kind of have to do the hard part, which is called weeding, and it's basically where you take away what you don't want. So if I wanted to use this as a stencil, I would take out the letters themselves, and I would just be left with the background. Or if I want to use it as a sticker, I'm going to take away the background and keep the letters. So I'm going to peel away, and this is something that takes patience and a little finesse. I'm a lot better at it than I used to be, but that's because I've been cutting them for a long time, and it's just a kind of a learning curve. So you always want to remember to take away the middle of the E and the A, that sort of thing, and try very hard to leave the dot of your I, that sort of thing. So this is our final product, and it's ready to be applied anywhere. Look for it on our book drops. So if you have specific Cricut questions, please let me know. Put them in a comment below, and I will answer them, and maybe I'll even do a video of it. So thank you. Bye.